Hello, hello. I'm Lori Allred and I am happy that you are here. I decided I would put together a quick video to address a couple of questions regarding the shoe soles. And since I'm a visual learner, I figured it couldn't hurt. I have replied to each person as these questions come up, but then when I see a question happening more than once, I figured why not share the information I have. So I know a lot of you have inquired about the shoe sizing. Please, please, please make sure that you're referencing the size conversion chart and that you provide me with the EU size. I don't want to assume if you tell me you're a 9.5 US, if you're gonna wanna stick with that size 40 or if you would prefer to go up to a 41. So I need you to decide that. Just to give you a little idea on how their sizing works. Again, visual learner here. So I decided to trace my foot, which by the way is very hard to do on your own. So I traced my foot and measured it from the furthest points on both sides. My shoe measures in at just over 10 inches. Keep in mind I was wearing socks. I'm also trying to do it on my own. I'm not that limber. So I'm going to say a good solid 10 inches. And I wear a size 10 shoe. Who knew? 10 inches, 10, size 10. I don't know if that's true, but it works for this example. When I measure the insert of the shoe, which is this part that goes in your shoe, it goes up a 1/2 inch. So I go to 10.5. The base of the sole, when I measure it from top to bottom point, goes up to an 11. That doesn't mean it's a size 11 shoe. I'm just telling you inches wise. So if I'm a solid 10 when I outline, then the size 41 is going to be the size that I want for my shoe. And I know because I've tried on the finished shoes and they fit me great. But I didn't have the advantage of that when I was trying to figure out the size as well. So I know that's a conundrum for some of you. So just keep that in mind. So they suggest if you're say a 10 or a 10.5 to pick 41. They don't have half sizes. So to just stay, maybe go down that half a size. They'll give you a little wiggle room and won't be too big. I think if I'd gone up to a 42, I would be very unhappy because I would slosh about in the shoe. The other thing to note is there is no way to tell from your printed pattern if this is going to be the right size. There just isn't. And let me show you why. Because this doesn't come together to form the size of your foot, and even trying to match it up with the tongue is not going to work because these holes on the shoe, there is one reference hole here that matches up with either of these two reference holes on the side. However, they're suggested holes. I don't even punch those when I'm doing my shoes. I just use them for a kind of a marking point. In fact, I didn't even do them. They're meant to be tacked points where you would tack the two pieces together. So on this shoe, I don't think you can even see it. I marked where that tacking point was here, and then I marked it on the tongue of the shoe, but I didn't like where they lined up. So I'm glad it doesn't show up on the black. I'm gonna just tack that down when I've got the shoe put together for what makes sense. Otherwise, and this is okay, if you don't tack it down, so your finger goes through it, but what are the likelihood you're gonna wear them on your hands? So you're fine there, you don't need to worry about that. So laying this out with your tongue is very misleading. So let me show you, this is where it will make sense. So I've got my black base here for my shoe. It's the size 41. I've already cut out the high top shoe base. So it would fit in the shoe like this. We're gonna use the stitching marks, the holes along here, and then I would have marked this, but I haven't done it yet. So this is how it would fit in the shoe. Look at the difference we have that's still not filled in from that shoe, which is fine because then when I take the tongue of the shoe and you'll pop that in, it will go into the cover of the shoe to cover that toe. These sides will then barely overlap. So it's really hard to tell from the paper pattern how that's going to fit your foot. Really, it's the shoe base that's going to make the difference. And the lines on your pattern are matched up perfectly with the holes along the edge of the shoe. And I think you can see the holes better on the white. So another thing I wanted to mention, a few of you have sent me links to shoe bases and kits that are available on Etsy. I do not recommend those. They're not made for this specific pattern. I also had another friend purchase them. She found they were very thin and not as durable. These bad boys are gonna survive a lot. In fact, I think they'll out-survive the quilted part. So you could rip it off, reuse it on a new pair of shoes. but I don't recommend that you purchase those. I believe they retail for around $38 plus shipping. The great pricing we have on our shoes, getting them directly from the manufacturer at $42 is killer. Great deal. When I purchased my shoes through Tandy Leather or Chicago School of Making, I was looking at anywhere from $10 to $18 shipping on top of the $60 soles. So getting them with the shipping and fees all included, I had to pay the wire transfer fee and the shipping to get them from the Netherlands. They're still cheaper. So I'm super excited to be able to offer that to you. So be sure to indicate if you're doing white, black, or natural. I don't have a natural pair to show you. Here, make sure you indicate that and the size that you want them. And again, if you want to purchase, I'm making some for, I've got Mom here, my friend Jen here, a couple for me. So I hope that answers all your questions about sizing. I hope that you're having a ball putting these together. I need to go add my trim to this so that I can get this assembled and then step out some more examples for you all. I also will be showing you in class some advanced techniques for assembling these shoes so they look a little different and give you some more flexibility in your construction of a shoe, but we won't be doing that in class, so that's fine. We're gonna have a lot of fun putting these together. And don't forget, I'm also going to show you how to make your own shoelaces. I mean, because after you've gone to all the trouble to put together a custom shoe, why not do custom shoelaces as well? So I'll be sure if you want to make some in class, I'll send out some quick instructions when we get a little bit closer about how to prep that. You'll just be using the same bias tape maker, the red one, to make the shoelaces, and then in class we'll finish them off so that they look like a shoelace. So I will send out some brief instructions of that later on after my birthday. So you guys, I hope you have a great day, and I'm looking forward to the class. Can't wait for it to get here sooner than later. Have a good one. Thanks.